Right. David Meyler is obviously going to be a little bit conflicted because he's on the field of play, but it's up against two very famous and proud Corkmen. David Meyler, I mean, you know, this is difficult for you, right?
It is, but obviously I'm going to pick Shane Long's goal. I have to pick Shane Long. Yeah, I have to pick. So, unfortunately, I have to go with it.
You had a role in it. You assisted the assister, right?
Yes, that is correct. In America, you do get an assist if you assist the assister. So, yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that in international football. So
you're going to have to bring us right back. Tell us exactly, you know, how difficult it was for you to pass the ball back to Darren Randolph just before he hit the field. What was going through your mind, David?
Well, I'd literally just come on the pitch a few minutes before. I believe I came on for Stephen Ward, who'd picked up an injury, and you kind of forget that Shea Given got injured early on, and Randolph came on for him. So it was one of those like weird nights in the sense that like we were picking up injuries to players rather than the manager being able to change the players he wanted. Kind of every substitution was forced. But look, like that night, what we had, Cyrus right back, Richie Keogh, John O'Shea, and then Wardy played left back for 70 minutes, and then I came on. Well, Shane scored after 70 minutes. But like they were World Cup champions. Obviously, we come off the back of the Scotland defeat. We beaten Gibraltar. We were kind of, desperate to get a result against them, and then to beat them was just incredible.
Who were you up against then, playing left back? Who was playing right?
No, I never came on left back. I came on in midfield. But Robbie Brady had started. I think we played like a diamond. With Wes at the spear of the diamond. He played Robbie Brady left, Jeff Hendrick right, James McCarthy was sitting midfielder. So then I think he kind of, Robbie went left back and I came on into the middle to kind of, I don't know, sure things up. And I think at that stage we were probably saying like, let's, try and get the draw. Let's try and finish 0-0, should I say, really. So, but look, I won the ball. I roll it back to Randolph. He hits it, I don't know, 70, 80 yards down the pitch. And with a fella like Shane Long on the pitch, you always have a chance. They were very high. I think it was Hummels and Boateng were at the back. They were very high. The ball over the top. Even if you watch the video back, the ball is bouncing and it hits off it hits off Shane's like shin and falls perfectly into his stride. It's just one of those things where everything went right and like words can't describe the finish.
Overall, when you look at Shane Long as a man who could lead the line for any team at that moment, it was incredible. Like, I don't think we're obviously not at the point to look back on the peak of his career yet. You'd hope that there's good moments still to come from Shane Long. But even if you just look back on that sort of couple of months for Shane Long, those couple of seasons where he was starting week in, week out in the Premier League, like, what was he like to train with? What was he like to come up against, obviously, in the Premier League a few times in terms of leading that line and that route one ball being so dangerous with a man like him in that position?
The first thing with Shane is very honest. With the work he puts in, like, he's a nightmare to play against, but he's a joy to play with. If you're under pressure, like, he works hard, he closes fellas down, and we all know the pace that Shane has. And that, like, I don't understand how he's not in the Ireland squad now. Even if Mick McCarthy decides not to play him, he's still someone that if you're chasing a game, you need a result with 20 minutes to go. You just throw Shane on, because with his pace and, like, look, we're speaking about the Germany goal. If a ball is put over the top, Shane will always give you a chance. And he's a joy to play with for that regard. But then he's a nightmare to play against. Defenders hate playing against him. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, John Terry said he hated playing against Shane Long.
I didn't know that. I agree with you. It's madness that he's not in the squad. Even just for training, like, he would clearly improve the quality of all the training that's happening. And you can, I don't know. Anyway, look, that's not why we're here to get into it. Let's go back to the Germany game. The midfielders, so I was looking at who they had. Royce, Ozil, Kroos and Gundogan started that game. That's a brilliant midfield four that Germany had that night. When you're on the field, are you getting the ball? Is it, like, what's that like to play against a possession-based team who are the world champions?
It's difficult. Look, these players are phenomenal. That was probably when Ozil was at his peak as well. That's when he was playing his best football, I would say. And it's more about your just concentration, because you know you're not going to be able to get on the ball. I'd say I don't know the stats off that, we probably had 20-25% possession throughout the game. Like, they probably had loads more passes than us, probably 3-4 times the amount of passes than us. You know you're not going to have the ball. It's more about concentration, working hard together as a unit, keeping the midfield solid, and you're just trying to help your defenders out as much as possible. Like, of course, you would like to see us get on the ball, pass it around, and make something happen. But, against a quality midfield like that, it is very difficult.
Tony Cruz is one of my favourite players, actually. Always loved watching him play. Is he as good on the pitch as he looks otherwise? I mean, does he even stand out in that?
He's. I tell you one thing. He's better on the pitch than he is when you're watching from the stands or on the telly. It's almost as if he's in slow motion, and he always makes the right decision. Every pass choice is correct, and the weight of pass, you literally can't get near him. It's nearly a joy to go up against these people because you want to play against the best players and you challenge yourself in that regard. And he's a phenomenal player.
What was their body language like after the goal and after the game?
I imagine they felt that they were still going to go on and get something from the game or win the game. They created a lot of chances. I believe there was one late on. It was probably the point where we really thought that we were going to go on and win the game. I think the ball fell to Muller, and he either scuffed it straight at Randolph or he scuffed it over the bar. But it was kind of the moment where we started to believe, this is our night, and Germany are just having one of those nights.
Yeah, Muller obviously top scorer in a World Cup as well. It was so immediate aftermath of the game. What's the night out like?
I actually don't think we had a night out. I think by all accounts, we went back to the hotel. Obviously, we were allowed to have a few drinks in the hotel, but that's the beauty of it, I suppose. With Ireland, you're back. We went back to the hotel. You'll have dinner. The manager will probably say something for 5-10 minutes, and then we all go down to the bar in the hotel. But you have all, the staff with you, like from the kitman to the physio to the doctors and all that. And it's kind of like all the players and all them are all together, and it's just, you can see that unity between all of us. And I think they're some of the best nights, that when we're all together like that, and they're the ones you really remember and the ones you really enjoy. I'm
surprised he didn't all break out and go out on the tear and an absolute rip in Dublin.
Yeah, but if we go in, if you got to think, we're after beating the World Cup champions, and you want us to head into the middle of Dublin, sure, we won't be able to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, I know the old teams, the team in the 80s would have taken advantage of not being able to enjoy themselves, I think.
Yeah, well, of course, but nowadays with social media, phones, if we'd gone into the middle of Dublin, then it would have been everywhere.
It would have been mayhem, absolutely mayhem. Yeah. As career highlights go, that must be right up there.
Yeah, certainly for Shane Long anyway. I don't think he'll score a better goal, everything from start to finish. For myself, I played 20 minutes, but I would look at I played against Germany away. Obviously, I played right back because Seamus, I'm not sure was Seamus suspended or injured, but I ended up playing right back. That would be one of my more career highlights because I played 90 minutes, and obviously I was playing in a position I wasn't used to. But both games are stand out because it's very easy for fellas to get 67, well, I won't say 60, 70 caps, but maybe 40 or 50 caps, but they've never been involved in huge moments. And I've been very fortunate that I played in some big games where we had big results. So those games at Germany, the two Germany games, you look at the game I played against Austria, obviously the Wales game, I was able to play in big games, and that was certainly one of
them. That campaign obviously is it starts, as you said, the Scotland games. The goal we conceded against Scotland is such a weird goal to concede, but it's kind of an obvious goal when you think about how the team gets set up. And then to recover from that, which is a really low point from the whole O'Neill era, all the way through to getting out of the group in the Euros. It's an incredible ride. That must have been an amazing thing to be part of over a 10, 12-month period.
Yeah, that's it, the ups and downs. I remember we played Gibraltar away. I believe it was before that Germany game. And that was probably the most nervous I'd seen the manager, in the sense of he never disregarded any team, and he just felt like if we're not at it, and I don't know if you remember, it wasn't until late on Cyrus Christie scored an incredible solo goal, which kind of kicked us on, and then we went on, and I think we ended up winning 4 or 5-0. But it wasn't until Cyrus got that goal. The Germany games, when you go into them, when you play teams like that, it's always a bit we're not expected to get anything, and if we get something, then it's a bonus. Like if you think about Scotland took 4 points off us and we took 4 off Germany.
Yeah.
So throughout the case, like of the campaign, you have the ups, the downs. Like I remember that after the Scotland game, after we lost, like the mood in the camp was awful because, you know, we felt that we needed, if we were going to go on and qualify for France, we needed to beat Scotland. And then obviously to lose, it was kind of like, oh my God, what are we going to do? But then, as the good Irish boys do, we stuck in, we kept fighting, we get the results against Germany, and then obviously we beat Bosnia.
There's a case to be made as well that win against Germany is kind of the first time that the Aviva comes alive. It's the first massive win that we've had at the stadium since it got redeveloped. Under Trapattoni, we'd win some games, but we tended actually to have some of our best results away from home or to draw the home games. But this was us beating the world champions. And I think that's kind of important for the national team to have a connection with the home ground, for it to be, because Fortress Lansdowne was actually a real thing, like back when we were qualifying.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I find at times the Aviva for us is like the pitch is nearly suited to your ball playing teams. Like when Germany came there, they'll enjoy playing at the Aviva. Whereas I think I do agree with you that Lansdowne had that sense of like, oh my God, we're going to Lansdowne Road. I don't want to be there. It was hostile. It was hard. Like the Aviva pitch is massive, so like it suits the ball playing teams. If the very good teams come and they want to play, there's plenty of space for them to get on the ball and play.
We should narrow those pitch dimensions ASAP, is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be involved in a bit of that. Do you know what I mean? Keep everyone nice and close, and you can just kick lumps out of everybody. Yeah,
it sounds perfect.
Me that. Yeah.
So listen, you're advocating a vote against Cork today on behalf of Ireland. It's Shane Long's goal versus the O'Donovan brothers.
Well, the O'Donovan brothers were incredible. What they achieved is phenomenal. But you're talking about something I was part of. Like as you said, I assisted the assister.
Fair enough.
I'm part of that, so I'm sorry to the brothers.
We can't ask for more than that. Do you have a personal highlight for the last decade? So I mean, it looks like it's going to be Katie Taylor or Shane Lowry or Shane Long or Robbie Brady. I'd say maybe that's a good case for the last 4. Is there one of those that stands out, or do you have something different?
I think, like, obviously for us, it would be, you'd probably go with Robbie's goal. Like anyone who's involved in football or soccer, whatever, you would pick Robbie's. But I think over the decade, I'd go with Lowry's, win. I'd give it to him.
Not getting promoted to the Premier League, no? Your own personal highlight?
Oh, you want my own personal highlight?
Well, I just thought that when you said, when Ger asked you for your moment of the decade, you might have picked getting promoted to the Premier League. But yeah, like if we asked you for your personal highlight.
My moment of the decade would be Captain Ireland to beat Wales. Yeah, that would be. I've done the Premier League promotion twice, so I've got 2 of them.
I think we've got the boots here, do we? Did your dad give us the boots? Yeah.
No, or from the Wales game, my dad did, We won't talk about that.
Thanks very much to your dad anyway.
Cheers, lads.
That was great. Thanks a million, David. Take care. David Meyler giving us his thoughts there.
That's interesting on the Aviva Stadium. I haven't heard someone say that before.
We can, Stephen Kennedy will be widening it though, because we're going to be outpassing teams. The polls were on the screen a couple of minutes ago. I didn't actually see them there yet. So we'll announce the winner tonight at 8:30 on Off the Ball on Newstalk. And we are also up on Instagram today to make sure that there is no tie break.